They anticipate DeMarcus Cousins returning at some point, quote-unquote, during the NBA Finals, despite that quad injury. Here's how Cousins answered a question yesterday on how he could help the team. Take a listen.
A sense of what you'll be able to contribute, how much you'll be able to do for the team?
What?
Do you have a sense of how much you'll be able to contribute when you get out there?
What's that mean?
Well, I mean, you haven't played in a while. Are you going to be limited? Do you have any idea on minutes? Do you have any idea on what?
That's a question for Steve. I don't know. Uh-oh.
Boogie Cousins has no time. He has no time for these questions. So, in fact, I'll ask these guys instead. You're talking about a guy who went out early during the first round of the playoffs. Do you think, Kendrick, when he comes back, middle of an NBA Finals series, I don't know how rhythm goes, I don't know how conditioning goes.
Well, I tell you this is tough on Steve Kerr because for the simple fact the Warriors are playing at a fast, high-level pace, and I don't know if Boogie could keep up with that pace. And so when you get hurt and you come back, you have to buy, and the team is having success, then you have to fall in line. And in my opinion, if I'm Steve Kerr, I might have to consider bringing Boogie in off the bench.
Yeah.
He's not a starter, and and his minutes are going to be limited because they're playing well without him. Looney is playing great basketball right now at a high level, and Draymond, when they move him to the 5, the pace that they playing at, I don't know if Boogie could keep up with it.
And here again, the word sacrifice rears its ugly head, right? This is what it is. You were injured, we're rolling, you're going to come back, but it also is matchups, right? If they're playing against Milwaukee and Brook Lopez, I don't want Boogie guarding Brook Lopez out on the perimeter.
Right.
But now if you're playing against Marc Gasol, right now Marc Gasol, you might need those minutes. You might need something. So it's going to be situational. I don't think it's just going to be cut and dry. We're going to play him 25 minutes.
But you said the key word, RJ, as champions, you said
sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Yeah.
I'm willing to see if Boogie is ready to sacrifice. Remember, this is his second time going to the playoffs, but
yeah, this is his first playoff season.
First playoff season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he went last year, but he was injured, right?
He was
injured, yeah.
But what I'm saying is he's never been this far in the finals is a different story. So he has to sacrifice. Like even when Kevin Durant gets back, he has to buy in because the team is having success. As great of a player as Kevin Durant is, he's going to have to buy in, and it's the same with Boogie. I hate to be Steve Kerr right now.
Well, I don't know. I think Steve Kerr's got it pretty good.
He's fine.
He's drowning. He's lousy with All-Stars and MVPs.
He don't get enough credit, by the way.
I agree.
No, he doesn't.
I absolutely agree with you. And by the way, the fact that those guys were such a well-oiled machine during the Western Conference Finals, as frankly, the players were dropping like flies, right? Once they went down Andre Iguodala. Yeah. But the fact that he experiments and toys with his rotations all year, that he throws those younger kids out in weird situations, and people are like, what is he doing? And then they have to play in those same kind of situations in a playoff environment, and they have experience. People are like, oh, I see what Steve Kerr is doing.
Very great.
There is coaching to all of this, but that being said, I still don't think anyone's crying for Steve Kerr.